Hello, and welcome to Drag Race Stats. In this video, we are doing ranked. And in this one, we are ranking all Snatch game performances from RuPaul's Drag Race, in tier maker of course. And as always, I am only looking at seasons where RuPaul is the main judge and host. So it's from season 2 to 17, All Stars 2 to 10, UK 1 to 6, UK vs the World 1 and 2, Down Under 1 to 3, Global All Stars, and also Secret Celebrity because they also had a Snatch game performance in that season as well. Alright, so here we have all the Snatch game performances in tier maker of course. And just some quick disclaimers before I get started here. That of course season 1 doesn't have a Snatch game, so it's not included. And All Stars 1, I did not include the Laughin' Gaffin challenge, whatever it was called. It is celebrity impersonations, but it's not Snatch game because it was also not improv. As we saw in the episode, it was like filmed and it was like they took multiple takes and they even showed those. So it was just way too different, so it's not included. I will, in the case of there's like where there's like two groups, so like in All Stars 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Global All Stars, and also season 15, I will include those as one Snatch game performance. So yeah, I won't do like part 1 and part 2, it would just be as one. And the same with All Stars 7 where they did two different characters. And so I have my categories up here where we have the best Snatch, that's gonna be top tier of course, then we have good Snatch, meh Snatch, bad Snatch, and the worst Snatch. So how I'm gonna rank these are that I'm gonna look at every single performance. It will not be like, oh, this one had one really good performance, so it's gonna go high. No, it's gonna be the Snatch game as a whole. So if it has like one good performance and every other one is really bad, then it's gonna be ranked very low. And there are some cases here where we have like one phenomenal performance and then all the others are just really bad, so it's still gonna drag it down. A good performance can drag it up a bit, but not much as a lot of bad performances can drag it down. So now we can start with season 2, the very first Snatch game here. Of course, the queens didn't really know how this worked, they just did their celebrity impersonations. They weren't necessarily very funny. Like Tatiana and Pandora of course ruled this one, and Jessica was also very funny, and also really surprising Sahara. But all the others were just not very good. They were just not funny. There weren't really much impersonations going on. So I think it's gonna go in meh for being the first one. In season 3, I think it's even worse. I'm actually gonna put this one in bad Snatch because we do have Raja playing Tyra, of course. And then we have Alexis doing a really good job. But then we have Stacey who won, but she also did blackface, so that's a bit weird right in front of RuPaul. Yeah, I don't know about that. And all the others again were just not very good. So it is gonna go in bad. I do think it is. Season 4 is of course very, very messy with the bottom row here with Jiggly and Fifi and Kenya doing what the fuck ever. But then we also have some really good performances from Willem and Chad, and I think Dita was okay. So I think it can go up in meh, but it's gonna be behind season 2 just because of all that fuckery that was happening. Season 5 is actually not that great. I know that Jinx is of course phenomenal in this one, but all the others are just not good. Like Detox, Alyssa, Ivy, Lineisha, Jade. There's just too many people here not knowing what to do. And then we have Jinx and Alaska and also Roxy surprisingly doing very, very well. So it's actually gonna go in bad, but it's gonna be over season 3. All the bad ones. There are just so many forgettable moments in this one. Also Coco actually. Yeah, see, I already forgot one. Season 6 is actually one of the best. Because we do have a lot of great performances here with Bianca, Adore, Bendela of course who wins. Jocelyn's also very, very great. Darian is fine. And then we have the bad ones with Argia, Milk, and Laganja. So I think it's only those 3 who actually don't do a great job. So I think it's gonna go in good for now. It could go up in S tier later on. We will see how that's gonna turn out. Season 7 is actually also quite good, I would say. Katja could have done a bit more. I don't know sure why she was in the top here and not Pearl, because Pearl really, really blew this one away. It was so great. It's also one of the only ones that had 2 winners with Kennedy and Ginger. I also have Violet, who I think was quite funny actually. And I think the bad one was only the bottom 3 with Jaden, Max, and Miss Fame, especially Miss Fame. She could actually have been in the bottom 2 here. But I think it is gonna be behind season 6 for now. Then we have season 8. I actually think this one is also very, very good. Again, I only think it's the bottom 3 who does a bad job here with the Acid Betty Naomi, and Robbie. I think all them others are really, really good with Chi-Chi, Derek, Kimchi, Bob, and 4G. There could also have been a double win here with 4G and Bob, I would say. Oh, if it's gonna go in front of season 7, I actually think it might. I think it is a little bit better. Then we have season 9. I actually also think this one was really, really good. Again, I think it's only the bottom 3 who does not do a good job here with Peppermint, Cynthia, and Farrah. I think Trinity and Nina and Asha, Sasha, Shay, and Valentina all do, and of course Alexis, all do a quite good job here. I think it's very, very good. I think it is better than season 7 and 8. I actually think it is, yes. It can go behind season 6 for now. I think we're gonna put 6 up here and then put it like this. Yeah, I think that looks good. Maybe 9 can also go here, because I do think it is quite good, just because so many of them do a good job at it. Season 10 does take a little bit of a dip, unfortunately, here. I think it's gonna go in the top of meh, because we do have, I mean, Aquaria is very, very good in this one. She's very, very memorable, and also Monet and Eureka is fine, but we also just have a lot of bad ones here with Aisha and Vixen and Mo are just all very, very cringe. Cameron is fine. Then it goes down from here on, I would say, especially with season 11. Season 11 is not a good one. I think it's the wrong winner with Silky. She is funny, but I don't think she should have won. I think Nina should have won this one. She wasn't that great either, but it was okay. And then I think Plastique was also quite funny. Akiria was fine. And then we have a lot of bad ones here with Evie, Brooke, and Vanjie. Oh yeah, Sugarcane was also quite funny. She was also one of the top performances, of course. Go in the top of bad. No one was like hilarious. Season 12, I think is a bit better actually. I think Jackie, Gigi, and are really, really good. And also Heidi is also very funny here. Jada is not really being shown much in the edit, but she has some few good answers. And Widow, it's fine, I guess. Jan, again, fine. Aiden and Britta are, of course, the bad ones here. And also Crystal. Method. Is it gonna go in top of meh or at good? I think it could go good, because I do think Jackie and Gigi just is so funny in this one. Okay, so season 13 is, I think it's a bit in the middle here, because we do have Rosé, Gottmik, Tina, Denali, all being very funny, and then we have Utica, Olivia, Elliot, Candy not being very funny. Oh, Simone was also in the funny one. So it's actually half and half. So it should go right in the middle. Yeah. And then we of course have season 14, which is of course is the worst one so far. It's also unfair because it's because of the edit, so we actually don't know, because I do believe that Angeria as Tammy Brown were way funnier than what was shown. I think also Lady Camden was quite funny, actually also in the edit, and I think Bosco maybe was a bit funnier than what was shown, because I think we heard some background tea that she did make people laugh a lot. With season 15 it's hard because there are so many people in this one. And not a lot is shown either. The good ones we have here are Marsha, Amethyst, Lucy, Mistress, I think Anitra and Lux. They were like fine. And then we just have a lot of forgettable ones with Selena and Sugar and Spice, Aurora, Jack, Sasha as well. I think it can go at the bottom of meh for now. I might move it later. We'll see. It was definitely better than 4. Yeah, that's for sure. Maybe also 2 actually. Season 16, oh, that one is a very unfortunate one, because we do have 2 stellar performances by Plain Jane and Safia Cristal. I mean, Maya is also very funny. I mean, everybody else is just kind of there, like Dawn and Plasma, and Tsunami, Morphine, and Nymphia are just not doing very well, but I do think Nymphia should have been in the bottom over Morphine. And it is, of course, the same with 5. Well, there are 3 good in 5, actually, so will probably go like this instead. Yeah. And then we have the newest one for season 17, and it is quite the same here, because we have Anya, who's very, very, very funny, Jules, who's also very funny, and Sam, who's also quite funny. And then we have a lot of forgettable ones. Oh, I guess Corey was also fine. And then we have Lexi in the top for some reason, even though she should have been in the bottom. Couldn't even have been in the bottom 2, actually. Ariete, very, very cringy performance. One of the worst, probably. Susie, just being very disappointing. No, Ariete wasn't even in the bottom 2, I forgot about that. It was actually Lana and Crystal. There was such a weird episode, this one. Probably gonna go in bad as well. I think it will go between here. So now we're done with the regular seasons, and now we go to All-Stars. So we're starting off with All-Stars 2, which actually probably one of the best ones, if not the best one. I think it might be, because we do have Alaska and Katja just absolutely killing this. Fifi is actually surprisingly good in this one. Detox, Tatiana, and Roxy all being in the bottom. All-Stars 3 is a hard one because I think this is Dayla's best performance. I mean, also her season 6 one was really, really good, but the others are just not as much. Shangela, who wins, is a bit weird over Asha, for example. BB is fine. Kennedy is absolutely cringe. So is Trixie. Chi-Chi is also completely misses this one. This is really weird because you were so good in season 8. Then we have double portions here, we can call them, with All-Stars 4, which is going to be a bit harder because we do have to compare them all to one. I think Trinity does a very great job here. She's just very good at these. Well, she wasn't that great in season 9, but yeah, now she is. Naomi is actually very surprisingly funny here. Monet surprisingly is not. So all the ones who did bad before did really good, and the other way around, except for Gia and the trees. So it's actually half and half. We have like 2 good ones and 2 bad ones from each group. I think it's gonna go here. Then we have All-Stars 5. We have Jujubee, Shay, and Alexis being very funny. And then we have Cracker, Blair, and India. Not. Again, it's half and half. Oh, this is really hard, but I do think it is a bit better than All-Stars 4. All-Stars 6, we have Ginger and Kylie being very neck and neck. Raja is okay. Eureka is a bit weird. I don't know what happens with Pandora, and Trinity just gave up. So I think it's gonna go here. Yeah, you know what? No, that looks fine for now. All-Stars 7 is definitely one of the best ones. Kind of like with season 14, so they only show the good bits, of course. We do have some characters who are not the greatest. Like Evie's first character is not the greatest. Jada is very unironically funny as Prince, but otherwise we have some really great performances from Rasha and Trinity, of course Jinx. Monet is very funny. All-Stars 8, I fucking love this one just because of Jimbo's crazy impersonation of Shirley Temple when she does that step dancing. It's so funny. I've watched that one so many times, so I'm gonna be a little biased maybe. Also think Alexis and Lala are quite funny. Candy is doing a little bit better than her season 13 one. She's still just playing Candy because that's what she does in all the acting challenges. Jessica is unfairly put in the bottom, I would say. Kahana is definitely the worst one. Heidi's is a bit weird. She's herself dressed as a pirate. So I actually think it could go up in good, maybe at the very end here. All-Stars 9. This one was not very good. I think we only have 3 good performances here from Angeria, Nina, and Gottmik. I don't know what Roxy was doing. Chanel was doing way too much impersonating and not being funny. And Plastique and Georges was just, and also Vanjie was just not doing anything. But I do think Gottmik and Nina and Angeria can put it up to bad instead of worst. And then we have the most recent one. It's actually weird we also didn't do the Snatch Game of Love. I wonder if they just forgot because there were enough people to do it. We just have done 4 and 4 like they usually do. But yeah, this one is definitely one of the worst. I hated this one so much. There were only 2 fine performances by Ginger and Georges, and they weren't even that funny. Nobody else did anything memorable. I cannot recall anything that happened in this one. So then we get to UK. So we're just gonna start off with UK 1. It's actually very, very good. So we start off very strong here with a double win, of course, the Vivian and Bagger. And also Blue was quite funny, even though she was just relying on dirty humor, but yeah. And Cheryl was very funny unexpectedly, and Crystal, who was at the bottom, had 1 funny joke. And I think Davina missed it a little bit, unfortunately, unexpectedly, and Something was the only one who didn't land a single joke. But it is gonna go up quite high. I think it can go at the end of it. I think it can go over 9 actually. UK 2, unfortunately, is not it. For some reason, all the comedy queens do very bad here. So Tia and Lawrence. And all the non-comedy queens do quite well. So Taze and Ahura. Of course, Bimini wins this one, and she was incredibly. So yeah, I think that there's only 3 bad performances here. So I think it can go at the top of good for now. I think that looks fine. UK 3 is, we have Ella and Kitty, who are quite funny. I think Vanity actually does a quite good job as well. Then we have a lot of bad ones here for Crystal, River, Teresa. Teresa didn't really deserve to be in the bottom 2 here. Probably should have been Crystal. And also have Scarlett, who was just doing the same thing over and over again, but they really liked that for some reason. I think it can go here maybe. Then we have UK 4. So we have, of course, Cheddar, doing very well here. Dakota was very funny. She should definitely have been in the top for this one. It was weird that she wasn't, especially since there were only 2 top placements. I don't know why Dakota was just deemed safe. Yeah, it's not that great. Even Cheddar, who wins, are not like super good either. I mean, if season 5 is, then I think this one will be as well. UK 5 is a bit better, I would say. I think Kate should have won this one actually, because I think she was very, very funny here. Michael was a bit cringe. Dee Dee was not very good. Vicky was not very good. Tomorrow was very funny, very chaotic. It was really good though. Caramel was fine. It wasn't really outstanding. There wasn't anything special there. It was a safe performance, I guess. I think I can go in the top of meh. UK 6 is, I think that one was really good actually. We have a lot of good performances in this one. So of course another double win here with Kyron and Lawa. That's so hard time always saying her name. Octavia did okay. Charity was very funny. Lil was okay. Marmalade was quite funny. Relisa was not, and Chanel was not. So it's actually only 2 bad performances, I think. So I think it's actually gonna go good. Then we have UK versus the world. Here was season 1 first. We of course have Baggers. Amazing performance as Cafe Base as Misery. Blue Ranger is also very funny here. Jujubee is fine. Mo is fine. Pangina are not. We have 1 stellar performance and then 1 good and then 2 fine and then 2 very bad ones. So, oh, I just really like Baggers' performance in this one so much. It's kind of like Jimbo in All Stars 8, so I think it can go there. UK versus the world season 2 is unfortunately not as good. Oh, Hannah and Tia are quite funny, but I don't think the others are. So I do think it's gonna go in bad. And then we get to Down Under. So with Down Under 1, it's a bit weird because we have a lot of queens who were in the bottom here. So Maxi, Shield, Electroshock, Karen from Finance, Scarlett Adams, Coco Jumbo, and Art Simona all deemed in the bottom. 2 of them are being lip syncing and the others are being low. So we have Ketamine who was safe, Cetera who was safe, and then Anita winning. I was just very confused because I did think Electroshock and Maxi, Shield, Scarlett Adams were okay, and I actually thought they were gonna be safe or in the top. So when they announced them in the bottom, I was confused. It's a bit weird for what happened in the edit and what my opinion is. And what of course I'm going to go with my own opinion. So it is going to go up quite high because I do think it's only 3 bad performances. And some fine ones and some good ones. Down Under 2 is unfortunately very bad. We have Hannah who is killing it as Liza Minnelli, and that's about it. I think the other ones are very forgettable. I don't even know what they did. I remember that Beverly Kills did Val from Glow Up, and she didn't even do the ding dong thing, so that was weird. Yeah, but season 3 is actually the same problem here. We have Ashley who wins as Jesus, which is so weird, but it was really funny, and Isis who was fine. She was okay, I guess. And then the others were just not very good either. So yeah, I think it's gonna go behind season 2. It might even go behind season 3 actually. Then we get to global. This one is also not that great. Kitty wins here, which I do think was very fair. Bethia was very funny and Nelania was very funny. Alyssa and Queen were just kind of there. And then we have some bad ones from Vanity and Gala and Tessa as well. So it's gonna be not great here, that's for sure. I don't even really remember any like super funny moments. I just remember a lot of offensive humor, a lot of racist humor. It's probably fine to put it in the bottom. And we get to the very last one with RuPaul's Secret Celebrity Drag Race Season 2. We only have 4 people in this one, and I think 2 of them was very good and 2 of them were not great. So we have the winner here with Thirsty One Trap, and then Chakra 7 who did very well, both of them. And then Poppy Love and Chickly Faye who did not. Yeah, 2 for 2. Can it go up here? You know what? I do think it can. It's gonna look like this for now. I'm just gonna look at it quickly and then maybe move some stuff around and then we'll be done with it. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. Now just move things around a little bit. So I think that's what we're gonna end at here. So the very best being All Stars 2 and the very worst being Season 14 because of the edits. We can only judge what we see and not what we hear. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. It was a real fun here, ranking all the different Snatch Games performances. It would also be fun to rank all the winners of Snatch Games, of course. So maybe I'll also do that one in the future. We'll see. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Also check out my other channel where I make gaming and Pokemon Go content. See you next time. Bye bye.